Have you heard what happened to the bodies of the Challenger crew? NASA and space travel were in something of a broad-eyed hopeful phase during the 1980s. Only 11 years had passed since humankind's first landing on the moon in 1969, but expectations for the future were high and hopeful. The first reusable space shuttle was developed in 1981. The European Space Research Organization and NASA agreed to build an orbiting space laboratory in 1973, and the public fully expected to travel to Mars and beyond. Then, on January 28, 1986, the Challenger accident occurred. Most saw the post-event taped recording, but a few kids watched the Challenger shuttle explode live from school 73 seconds after launch. In order to place a tracking and data relay satellite in orbit and launch a second satellite to track Halley's Comet as it passed through our system, the shuttle had set out on a very unglamorous but crucial mission. Rather, because of a flawed rocket design, the shuttle's 7 crew members perished when it caught fire during takeoff. NASA promised never to rush a launch and never to let enthusiasm get in the way of caution again. On that day, the crew members that perished were Francis R. Adish Scobie, Michael J. Smith, Judith A. Resnick, Ronald E. McNair, Ellison S. Onizuka, Gregory B. Jarvis and Krista McAuliffe. It took until April 20 to verify that the corpses on board were indeed theirs after divers discovered their cabin in the Atlantic Ocean on March 9. Following their cremation, the bones were commingled at Arlington National Cemetery, where they are buried to this day. A courtesy body recovery with small additions. Prior to their mission, the members of the Challenger crew were beaming and even boisterous as they expressed gratitude to everyone in attendance at the launch. Among the mission specialists, Krista McAuliffe stood out as the first teacher selected from 11,000 applications to teach in space. She and the other crew members most likely passed out from a lack of oxygen before their shuttle plunged into the ocean as a result of a change in cabin pressure. Having said that, it's feasible that someone awoke during the 2 minutes and 45 seconds it took to fall to the ocean. Officials declined to comment on the condition of the crew members' remains when they were recovered out of respect. According to reports, their cabin was mostly undamaged, some of their personal belongings sank to the bottom of the lake, and further study materials were found inside. In addition, a NASA report that states, we really don't want to say anything else in deference to the families, and local security measures are being taken to assure that the recovery operations can take place in a safe and orderly manner, as cited by the Los Angeles Times. The crew's remains, according to the New York Times at the time, could not be recognized as human, and are known to have been crushed. The Armed Forces Institute of Pathology performed body identification at the hospital at Patrick Air Force Base, which is situated 25 miles away from Cape Canaveral. Arlington National Cemetery, interred. As previously reported, the Challenger crew's cremated ashes are buried in Virginia's Arlington National Cemetery. While 2 of the crew members, Francis R. Adish Scobie and Michael J. Smith, have separate graves in the cemetery, the remains of the 7 were combined and arranged at a memorial in Section 46, Grave 1129. John Gillespie McGee Jr., a pilot in the Royal Canadian Air Force, wrote the poignant poem A High Flight for the memorial in 1941. Part of the poem begins, "As sunward I've climbed, and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of." Over the decades following the crew's demise, many obituaries have been written in their honor, and in addition to the memorial in Arlington National Cemetery containing the crew's remains, there are other memorials dedicated to the Challenger crew. Danny Rosselli, a private person and the son of the president of a nearby granite company, commissioned a black granite monument in Montpelier, Vermont, shortly after the Challenger catastrophe. The memorial is off the main road, modest and remote, and the meanwhile, the Space Mirror Memorial at Florida's Kennedy Space Center is a magnificent yet understated polished black granite mirror surface that mirrors space. Currently, 24 astronauts' names including the crew of the Challenger are engraved on it. So viewers, for the next update please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.